strength workout 8. So we're going to start out with a seated band row or a one-arm dumbbell row. So I have the dumbbell right here. I want to go hand on a bench or chair, feet shoulder width or wider, and the dumbbell, we're going to pull it to the hip, squeeze in the back, squeeze in the back. Always pulling to the hip, not pulling straight up high like this. We want to try and get the lat firing, and doing it the right way is what it's all about. So always trying to pull to the hip, squeeze for a second or two, and then bring it on back. If you're using bands, you can use this band here. With this, my arms are a little bit long and you may find the same thing, so you may have to grab it a little bit lower, pull, hold back and down. Again, the same thing, try and pull the band to your hip, squeeze for a second or two, take it back. Squeeze for a second or two, take it back nice and slow under control. If you don't have one of these bands, and you've got loop bands instead, that's fine. You go double, you use the loops as handles, pull to the hip, squeeze for a second or two, take it back nice and slow. Squeeze for a second or two, take it back nice and slow. You'll see my knees are slightly bent, and that's just to allow for a good arch through the back. If I straighten my legs, I'm going to be round here. I don't have great flexibility. Yours might be better. Again, just so you know. Next exercise, dumbbell, kettlebell or band split squat. So your split squat is this. 1 foot forward, 1 foot back. You want them on train track, so about a foot wide or shoulder width wide. On your toe on the back foot, and we want to drop down to the ground and push up through the front heel. Now when you do this, you don't want this knee collapsing on the inside, so you want to be pushing through your big toe to push it out wide. So dropping down nice and slow and up nice and tall. Alright? Squeezing the abs and the glutes are going to help to stabilize and make it easier. Now, if you're going to use a dumbbell, you can hold 1 or 2 dumbbells at your sides, like this. You can hold a dumbbell at the front, like this. You can hold a kettlebell at the front or the side in the same manner. So kettlebell, or this way. Or if you have bands, we put the band under the front foot, tuck the elbows down, down, up nice and tall, down, up nice and tall. Always nice and slow and controlled on the way down. You can come up a little bit quicker. And with the loop band, much the same. Elbows through the band. We drop down nice and slow and controlled. Come up tall. Slow and controlled. And come up tall. Now you see this is a little bit slack. If I were to put a bit more tension on that band, I can just grab it a little bit lower. And that'll add some more resistance there. And just make it that little bit harder. Next one is a slow push-up. We have 3 different options for this: incline, flat, or decline. So on the incline, this is the easiest one. Hands up on a bench, couch, table, whatever it is. Feet together, squeeze your button abs, lower yourself down slow, and push up nice and tall. Lower yourself down slow, push up nice and tall. If you find you can't get full reps out at something like this height, go up a bit higher. A kitchen bench might work. Another option you have is, instead of going all the way down, is to just go part way and push up. Part way and push up. Emphasis is on slow. Same thing if you do it on flat. Ideally you want feet together, squeeze your butt and your abs nice and hard, lowering slowly, push up nice and quick. Lower slowly, push up nice and quick. And if you want harder still, feet up on the bench, feet together, we lower ourselves down and push up from there. Lowering down, push up from there. Now one thing you may or may not notice, when I'm doing the push-up, my index fingers are pointing straight ahead. My fingers are spread out and I'm pulling, so my elbows and my upper arm are down on a 45-degree angle and not out wide like this. If they're out wide like this, It's all shoulders and it can hurt your shoulders. If you bring it down here, you want to try and squeeze through your lats, and now we can get your chest muscles working properly, and that's what we're aiming to do. The next exercise is an elevated hip thrust. So we use a bench, cowl, chair, whatever it needs to be, resting our upper back on there, elbows just sitting out to the side. We drop the hips down, push up, squeeze really hard, eyes looking straight up, so we're in good posture. Down, up nice and tall, squeeze really hard. Okay, so if you want to make this harder, there are a few variations you can do. I've got this mini band here. We can put this around the knees and add a little bit of resistance that way. This is really only necessary if you have some issues with glute strength, and we're addressing them in the warm-up anyway, but this is a good addition. So now we're pushing the knees out and up nice and tall, and they're staying with constant pressure pushing out. Alright, if you want to make it harder again, we can use a band. The loop bands are really good. We can put this over the top of your lap, hook one leg through, other one through, so your heels are now linked in, and here we push up and the band provides the resistance pushing down. Push up. Right. Not everyone has these loop bands. I find these ones don't quite work as well, so we can't use that for this one. But if you've got a dumbbell or a kettlebell or even a water jug or something like that, you can actually put that on your waist. So we get into position, we sit this one here, and we drop down, and we push up tall. Drop down, and push up tall. Last exercise is bicep curls. So again, dumbbell, kettlebell, bands. If you want the dumbbells, you can do one in each hand. There we go. So, pulling up, squeeze. I don't mind which way you want to do them. If you want to rotate them, that's fine. If you've only got one, you can hold it this way. Curl, squeeze, down nice and controlled. Curl, squeeze really hard, and down. Kettlebell is much the same. So we hold, we squeeze, and we bring it on down. Squeeze. And with the bands, standing on top, pulling up, squeeze, and down. If it's too easy, you can go up to a heavier band, or just take your feet a little bit wider, and that'll create a little bit more tension. Nice and controlled on the way down. And same thing with these ones. Loop the thumbs under, so the hands have an overhand grip. We come up, squeeze, down nice and controlled, squeeze. Also find it's nice to keep the abs nice and tight, the glutes tight, so you stay in good posture throughout. And that's it, strength workout 8.